Hello, beautiful divine souls. There is a big wind blowing outside, and it's the wind of change. There really is a big wind blowing outside. I said in the last video that I wish I could come on more often to speak with you, and it seems like I'm getting my wish because what's happening right now is so big that there's just no way that I am not coming on to talk about this. I'm sure you can feel it, a lot of you. You're feeling something stirring, something feels big, something feels like a big change is on the horizon or something like that. And today I'm actually going to use notes to convey what I want to convey because I just don't want to forget anything. So forgive me for a little bit kind of referring to the screen. Today's message is so big that I needed to write some of it down. So when I say big, what are we speaking about? The word that came to consciousness was revolution. We're in a time of a revolution. So we've had, the American Revolution, there was the French Revolution, there was the Industrial Revolution. This now is the spiritual revolution, but it's more on a par with the agricultural revolution. When was it? 10,000 years ago or so, right? So it's a massive shift in history. We're in a historical time, obviously, and everybody is becoming aware of it so rapidly. Again, back in May, started, really putting out the New Earth talk, and some people were like, what are you talking about, this and that? And more it's becoming like so clear to everybody that we're in a momentous time. So I'm going to speak about the split that's happening between the 3D and the 5D, that it's more pronounced than ever. But before we get into that and sort of tips in terms of what you need to do to really milk this time the most and really use it to come into your highest alignment. And oddly enough, while this is a very tumultuous time for the world, this is an incredible time, has the potential to be, for light workers or whatever you want to call yourself, indigo, starseed, spiritual awakener, whatever you want to call it. So where I want to start is actually with biblical sounding concepts, but I'm going to explain what they mean. One of them is the meek shall inherit the earth, and that's kind of what I just spoke about, right? So as we are shifting from the egoic control to God coming back home and re-owning his, her, its world through us, then we are inheriting now the divine abundance that was always our inheritance, but it's as though it was blocked from us. It couldn't reach us. We've done so much work inwardly to really shift this. 2024 is a 8 year in numerology. 8 years, a lot about power and authority themes. And this was the year where we really started to shift the power going from ego to God, from darkness to light, right? From slavery to freedom, starting to, right? 2025 is a 9 year. So that's a year where there is a lot of, completion, things coming to their fulfillment, things that need to be let go of, being let go of. So if this year was really showing us what our issues are, like the big divide, and the system isn't working, the power is completely imbalanced. So in the 9 year is when those things are going to start to fall away, so that in the 1 year, which is 2026, new stuff can come in. Now, a lot of this new stuff that's going to come in is because of you guys. So what do I mean by that? I spoke in the last video about touching the 3D and spiritualizing it. So let's look a little bit deeper into what that means, into spiritualizing matter. So I did give an example of, let's say, spiritual person going into business and doing it in their own unique way of the light, where God is first, love is first, service is first, right? Genuine service, right? Then that energy, when it goes into the realm of business, it shifts what business is. So everything we do, when we put God first, instead of what has been sort of the rule of this world, which is to put ego first, we put God first. We put love first. We do it for the light. You see, 2025 is going to be the year of me to we. It's a we. We start to shift into we. So we're doing things for us, for all of us as one. It's more of a consciousness of oneness coming in. Do things for the good of all, not just for me and F you. I don't care what it costs you, when I win at the cost of your loss. I don't care how painful that is to you. That's been the paradigm. Right now, it's more like, no, your good is my good. Your success is my success. We're all in this together, right? Now, one of the things that's going to allow a lot of healing for us, I'm laughing a little bit, but it's true, is that there is now a time of, this is the other biblical sort of concept that I wanted to go into, is the last judgment. It's a time of judgment. That's part of the bigness that you're feeling right now, is that it's an energy of divine intervention. That it's almost like dad's coming home to set the record straight. So this divine energy, this energy of, we think of love sometimes as opposed to karma or judgment or things like that, which seem to us unloving. But really, balance is natural. All of everything is always seeking balance. So karma is just the seeking of the balance, the natural return to balance of everything, right? The leveling of the scales. So that's kind of this energy that we're stepping into. The scales are going to be leveled, and you're going to feel justice starting to happen, right? So, if you've done your work, that's going to make you extremely happy. If you haven't done your work, you're going to be shown that you can't escape your work. You can't escape your karma, so to speak. You can't escape balancing the scales, right? Whatever you put out will come back to you. Okay? And if it looks like sometimes people got away with doing things and never getting it back to them, it's coming. It's coming, right? So I'm talking about not even just on a personal level, right? We're talking about whatever you want to look at, corporations, governments, this, that, the other, everything. It's all coming back. So this is the year where a lot of things are going to, the gap is going to be so big, right? Where people are going to be in 5D experiencing light, freedom, joy, alignment, the most delicious timeline they've never even imagined. And over here, people struggling like hell, right? And those that are open and wanting to learn and to help will receive that. There will be a lot of light workers to support the ascension for those people. But it's already the case right now. And so let me just make a point about the split about the 3D and the 5D, and then go back and talk about the last judgment a little bit more, and the meek inheriting the earth and all of that. Okay, right now, more practically speaking, we're at a point where doing things the 3D way is absolutely not going to work for you anymore. What does that mean? The whole pressuring, pushing, hustling, trying to be a machine, produce, all of that type of purely masculine approach is not going to work. Only balance is going to work. So a lot of this is the right way to do things. You've got to do this. You're supposed to do it like that. Something in you is going to rebel against that. There is an energy of rebellion, revolution. We are not accepting it anymore. It's too much effort. It's silly that we have to constantly prove ourselves by producing stuff, by trying to earn our own living, we're taxed for living? What? For just being here? Excuse me? I'm born with debt? I don't know if you guys are aware of all this. I'm sure many of you are. This whole thing, we're basically saying, look, the divine said I get to exist for free. You don't get to say anything else. We are reclaiming our divine sovereignty and the support, though. Okay, this is not just we here down on earth, the troops, so to speak. It's everything, and the big boss is very much that highest energy. The energy of the Most High is very much putting its foot down now. And this is happening when? Right when we're officially shifting into the age of Aquarius, which is the age of we, by the way. Okay? So this is the energy right now. You will refuse to act from anything except your alignment. And your alignment is your enlightenment, it's your success, it's your joy, it's your freedom, it's your power. You will know your alignment will get so powerful that you will know that where you are is where the party's at. You will not have FOMO anymore. You will not look over there and feel like somebody has something that you're lacking. You might get inspired by other people, but you won't see the lack side of it. You'll be motivated by their example and things like that, but you won't take it to a place of like, oh, I'm lesser than, or I'm missing out, or that. It just will feel so viscerally bad to you. Yeah, you won't be able to stay with those energies anymore, and you'll let them go. Again, 25 is a lot of letting go, but for those who have done a lot of letting go already, it's going to be a year of tremendous fulfillment, especially the later part of it. Anyway, I didn't really intend to go like in this video into 25. It's just coming up. It's more to say that the energy that's coming in now is already kind of the energy of 25, and that's why it's coming up. So just to continue a little bit on that point, you have your own rhythm, your own pace, your own way. You're going to do things your way. That's the point. You are the way, the truth, and the light. Seriously, though. You are the way, the truth, and the light. You are the way, the truth, and the light. Say that to yourself. I am the way, the truth, and the light, as all of my brothers are. Your way is the way. My way is the way. Their way, their way. It's whatever your alignment is, that's the way, the truth, the life, the light, all of it. That's it. Your alignment is the way, period. Okay? Follow your heart. Follow the spirit within you. That's the meaning of I am the way, the truth, and the life. The I am, the spirit, God, the true self. But the way it acts through you is right for you. The way it acts through them is right for them, right? So you don't bother about what's right for other people. You bother only with what's right for you. People need you to be you to receive your gifts. If you're just imitating, I don't want to badmouth anything, but this imitation culture and this kind of fake culture has been really strong, coming up through like TikTok and Instagram. And, in the internet, you have a lot of that, but people just fighting for attention or doing what's the right way. Tell me what I need to become or what I need to do to get as many followers as possible and as many this. And it's like, F authenticity. We just want the attention. We just want we're addicted to it, and it's like, no, not anymore. No, absolutely not. This will not fly. Authenticity is important. Authenticity is the most important right now, especially if you want the divine abundance to really come in and through you, the divine light. Then authenticity, you are being asked to be yourself fully. No fear of being seen, no fear of being judged, no care for what other people think. You see, if people come to you just to hear what they want to hear, then those are people who may not necessarily be in the business of growth, of growing. Because if I want to hear what I want to hear, I can just talk to the mirror and tell myself exactly what I want to hear. But the reason I want to talk to you is because you're going to give me something that maybe I haven't considered before. You're going to give me your unique perspective. And not only that, you're going to give it to me in your unique way. And sometimes when I hear it in a unique way, it gives me something that like, okay, I may have heard this message before, but the way you just delivered it, that did something, right? And whether I receive the gift that you are, that you're giving me or not, that's none of your business. That's for me to decide. But your job is to just give it. Just give it by being yourself, shining your light. It's the soul shining self time. This is what we're stepping into, our soul shining selves, right? And we are reaching the point of caring about nothing except shining, because that is just how you were created. You were created as this brilliant, limitless light, and all you do is shine. But what does the light do to shine? Does it like say, okay, today I'm going to really try to shine? No, it just shines by being light. So just be what you are, be yourself fully, and it shines. And enjoy it. Enjoy it. Don't let yourself feel guilt trip for the difficult things that are going to be happening in the world. Okay? It's balance. Balance has to be restored. Justice has to come home. And it is what it is. Let everybody receive what they need to receive. Worry about your own path. Okay? And the people that you are meant to help. There is an orchestration in the divine plan. This is all the divine plan, where there are certain people that are assigned to each one of us to help. Okay? Or to work with, or to cross paths with. So that's, don't worry about all the things you can't control. Just don't worry about that. Now, when I say the last judgment, what that is, it's not, even though I spoke about divine intervention, this is a time in the script, really, where we all knew this time was coming sooner or later. And the divine last judgment, what it really means is it's not a judgment from God. It's a judgment that we've been making. I really felt this energy come in really, really strongly last October, 2023, where it started this period of sorting out what to keep in my life, what not to keep in my life. Some of us needed to also explore some new avenues to learn a bit more, gain more knowledge, more information, so that we have a bigger well of knowledge, a bigger understanding and awareness to look at our lives from and see, oh yeah, those things I really don't need. Now that I understand what that is, I really don't need that. For example, it could have been to experience a certain relationship, to learn a little bit what kind of relationships you will no longer endure. Like you're sorting out what to keep and what not to keep. It could have been that you learned certain things in business and learned how you want to run your business and how you absolutely do not want to run your business. It could have been people that you decided to leave behind. All kinds of sorting what to keep, what's good, what's aligned, and what's not. And that's why we're stepping into such a powerful alignment, you see, is because we've been doing a sorting process. So all of the purging that we went through, a lot of it was just realizing, okay, these are things that I don't need. And it's all been brought up to consciousness to look at, to go like, oh, wait a second, do I want to keep that? No, toss that out. Another thing coming up to consciousness, oh, barf that out. No, we don't need that. We don't need that. And of course, we fought and resisted it a little bit. It wasn't, for most of us, that nice and smooth. But oftentimes when you get the hang of it, it can be. Oh, okay, this is coming up to be cleared. Yeah, it's not super pleasant, but I'm glad it's coming up to be cleared. And let me understand the lesson. Let me understand the growth. So a lot of us are now looking back at our paths and understanding our paths like we never have before. Like, oh, that was there because of that. Kind of making more sense of it. In my program, God in Action, where we really connect with the soul and step into your soul mission, as I guide you into that, we do that by using both readings like numerology and getting it directly, an activation, and seeing the blueprint from within, from the higher self in a meditation. And that's a very exciting moment, by the way. But so when we do that, when we look at, let's say, a numerology chart, and then we look at what the higher self is speaking from within about our mission, about our vision, and how it's giving us the clarity and guiding us to it, there is just a sense where things start to really click and everything makes sense for you in your path. It's a really incredible moment or series of moments. So the last judgment, the sorting of what's good, what's not, what to keep, what not to keep, that's what it's been. And it's also happening now globally. All right. So you see the division was a lot of discussion of like, yeah, we need more of this. No, actually, we need more of that. Because everybody is sorting out what's good and what's not, what to keep, what not to keep, right? So collectively, we are going to get into more agreements, less division, more agreement as to what we want to keep and what we don't want to keep. And what this really means is that there's going to be a lot of change in the system. A lot of truth is going to come out, going to be revealed, and it's going to make us sometimes sick to our stomach, because we're going to see very clearly what we don't want to keep, that we kind of suspected that was going on, but it wasn't in our faces. Like now it's coming out. It's going to start coming out. And people are going to react to that, and it's going to create, you're going to feel more and more the energy of revolution, rebellion. Huge time in history. Oh, and within that, I've briefly mentioned this in other videos as well, but within that, the divine abundance that I speak about is going to come in as, meeting your soul tribe. And so abundance, like so many of us have been in hermit mode for so long and isolated, and now we're starting to meet our soul tribe, and it feels so good because these are people who get you, who you don't have to explain yourself endlessly to be understood by them and exhaust yourself just to feel seen or whatever. These are people who will hear you and understand you, and the connection will feel nourishing, like not draining. Okay, that's your soul tribe. And also another form of abundance is financial. So I don't want to get into like what may or may not happen to the financial system right now, but just know that if you're just in your alignment, you're being your soul shining self, the divine support on a practical level, on a financial level, if you will find you. That doesn't mean to be passive. I'm not saying that. Always listen. And that previous video was telling you, step up. This is the time to step up. Always listen to what you're being asked to do, because it's a cooperation. Us and God, us and our higher selves. Our higher self doesn't have arms and legs. It needs you to take the action on the level of form, set up the things that need to be set up so that it can flow its light in and through you, through your systems, out into the world. To be aligned just within but not really living your purpose is half an alignment. Your alignment is really powerful when it's all the way, when it goes from heaven through you into the earth, right? Bringing heaven down to earth, right? And so there has to be action as well. I've mentioned this as well, that in the Torah it says, God says, build me a temple and I will dwell in you. So build me a temple. He's asking us to take action. Devote your actions to me. Devote your actions to your heart. The heart, your heart, my heart, their heart. It's all the heart of all that is. It's all the heart of God. There's only one heart. There's only one love. So in one life. So we are that. So devote it to that, and you will feel me with a capital M moving through you, because you are devoted to me, because you're focused on me. Your purpose is me. When that saying that Jesus said about the eye becoming, when the eye becomes single, the body becomes filled with light. Yes, exactly. When the eye becomes single means that it only has one master that it serves, only one purpose in mind. It sees only one thing, only one. The way we've been up until now is we've seen both God and ego, and we served God when it was convenient, but most of the time we were kind of with the ego, right? When you're single-minded, you have one eye, yeah? It's really one eye here, to be honest. Then you feel you're filled with light. But it's not just that you're sitting in meditation and you're focused on God. Your life is that. Your doing, your action is all that. You are service without even feeling like you're serving. You are giving without even feeling you're giving. It's just your passion. It's your joy. It's the way you're oriented. You're oriented towards oneness rather than meanness, if that makes sense. And of course, I want to make it very clear that we're not talking about you sacrificing anything, in the sense that you're not supposed to sacrifice yourself to help others. No, you're helping others by being yourself fully, by shining as your true, authentic self, by being in your alignment, as I'm saying. And the more you use what you receive to channel and give it to the world, the more you will receive to channel and give to the world. And so that's the increase of your divine abundance. The more you say, okay, give me more, I can do more, right? Then the more you'll get to flow through. And what this will cause you to feel is that you're really loving life. You're going to remember what it's like to wake up in the morning and just be happy to be alive. You're going to remember kind of how it feels in spirit. Really, the veils is so thin right now. And in a way, that feeling, by the way, is very familiar because it's natural. It's natural. The natural state of existence is joy, is childlike excitement and exhilaration. So, when justice has come back and you feel supported again in your life, and you have your tribe, and you're supported, and in terms of the ground stuff and all of that, you're gonna feel great. You're gonna enjoy your life because everything has been straight. Now you're genuinely in the straight and narrow, so to speak. You're in your alignment. Now, within all this, what's really already happening right now is a lot of gifts coming on. And this is why God in Action, my program, which you can look at the video of what it's all about below. I didn't even understand that that's what I was doing, that I was creating this program. I was working really, really hard since May, but mainly in October. And then I looked at what I was creating, and I saw that I'm creating this program, and the timing of it could not be better, because this is exactly the time where people are ready to step into their soul mission. People are ready to step into this powerful alignment that I'm describing. People are ready to activate their gifts and use them. It's incredibly exciting. We are ascending at an accelerated rate, right? So things are going to happen very, very quickly. Sometimes to the mind, it seems like they're not happening fast enough because we're looking externally and seeing like we want the changes externally. But understand that so much is happening underground and internally, and it will come out externally. But be thankful that it's allegedly slow on the outside level, because otherwise it would have been catastrophic. It's being done gently, believe it or not. Even if these times don't feel gentle to you, this is gentle. It could be much, much worse. So people are going to need your gifts. This is all taking us to a higher way of living. Because, for example, I'm seeing some light workers beginning to normalize communicating with trees, let's say, right? Yeah, normalize that. Heck, you know what? Some light workers are now even doing workshops. How to hear the trees, how to listen to them. Imagine that. That's just normal. That's just natural, to be connected to everything, to honor and love everything, the tree, the animals, whatever is there, right? It's all divinity. And like, gosh, how much can we walk around like this? So it changes the way we do everything, the way we listen to everything. Like, you coming in with your abilities is important. That's why the previous video was so intense about, like, do not give up on your dreams. Your dreams are part of the new earth. They're part of what brings heaven to earth. They're part of what elevates the whole thing. Now, what is this 5D thing anyway, if not living as your soul shining self, living as your authentic self, being your divine self fully, without apology, without feeling like it's, going to be judged because it's weird or something. What's weird, let's get clear, is the way we've been. I don't know about you, but for me, I always looked at the world like it's crazy. Like, what's going on? And how are people so like, yeah, this is normal. This is life. Everything is just like this. Yes. And this is who I am, and that's it. And there's nothing to ask about beyond that. Yeah. So another thing many of you are definitely feeling now is maybe time feels different. Your bodies feel different. Again, a lot of change. Eating habits might be changing. Sleeping might be different. Listen. Just listen. Just listen to what you need in a given moment and honor it. We are not playing by the old rules. So for a lot of us right now, it's a certain balance between really, really honoring our own alignment to the max, and yet also honoring our commitments and responsibilities to others, and not like fully neglecting that, but only the others that are really aligned with our life, that are meant to remain in our lives. Like I said, we've gone through, we will keep going through a lot of letting go. So let go what you got to let go, because until you do that, it's not going to come in. The new can't come in, right? It's like it's blocking it. So that also means letting go of like these ideas that we have in our heads of like, I need to be more outgoing. I need to be more this. I need to be more that. Again, you don't need to be anything but what your truth is in your heart. Okay? If you feel I'm out of alignment, I need to get in alignment, do it. If you feel I in a more outgoing energy, use that. If you feel more in a reflective energy, use that. All of it is part of it. All of it is part of it. Nothing's wrong. The fact that we were taught that certain energies are right and other energies are wrong to be in, right? That, for example, we need to always somehow produce, right? And that our worth is somehow tied to that. That's like one of the biggest lies we've ever bought into. Your worth would remain exactly the same if you did nothing for the rest of your life. Your worth has nothing to do with what you do or don't do. What you do or don't do is just an expression of your love and your alignment, right? Alignment doing is you being God in action. That's why my program is called God in Action. That's my aim, is to get you to the place where you're not only one with God, but you become God in action. God flows through and as you. That's what we are. We are that. We're not separate from that. Now, if for some of you, you feel like you're carrying a lot and you're having a hard time finding your alignment, this is exactly why I do divine harmonization sessions. It's a special meditation that I got from Spirit. It's a divine meditation to connect with your higher self, to connect with God, with your inner light, whatever you call it, and really restore yourself back to your natural, harmonious state. Your nervous system will thank you profusely. It's a powerful alignment with your higher self. And these sessions are donation based because I want to make it available to all. Just book a divine harmonization, connect with your higher self, receive that love, receive that wisdom, receive that guidance, and it'll help you move forward on your path. This is not the time to sit in stuckness and just say later. There is no later. There's no later, guys. Like, don't miss the train. It's for you. At this time where we're integrating so much and really ascending, really up-leveling massively, there are going to be some things, or there may have already been things that you've seen about yourself that you judge, or maybe a lot of judgment has been becoming very conscious to you. Oh my God, I harbor so much judgment. Then it's important regardless. It's always important to be in the energy of acceptance. And I'm talking about self-acceptance. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself as you go through this. The more you bring that energy of acceptance, you'll also bring an energy of softness and gentleness into a process that can make you a little bit hard, a little bit edgy, right? And this will maintain you soft and gentle and patient. The energy of acceptance. Feminine energy right now is very, very important because yes, we're so much is happening and change, and yes, we're being called into our missions, we're being activated, and there is a lot. For some of us, there's a lot of doing. There's periods of doing. There are times where the soul says do, right? But we also want to not neglect that aspect of us that is receptive, because we have to also be receiving. So be thankful for every bit of your path. That's the energy of acceptance I'm talking about, is that when you look back at your path, when you get to the point where you can see that every part of it has a purpose, even if you're not 100% clear about, wait, what was the purpose of that? What was the purpose of that? A lot of things you already do, or you will have clarity about. Oh, that was because of that. You're like, we're really expanding our awareness, our consciousness. That means our understanding as well of everything, of reality, of our paths, of other people's paths, of why things happen the way they happened. So, but even if you don't understand exactly why it happened the way it happened, still understand it had a purpose, and be thankful that everything in your path was all there ultimately to bring you to this time. This is the time I at least was born for. I feel a lot of you are going to feel that if you don't already. And this energy of being thankful for every bit of the journey is really powerful, and it's really going to fuse you with your soul, merge you back into oneness with and as your soul, because that's what your soul feels. It doesn't judge anything. It doesn't see that anything is wrong or was out of place. It doesn't take this all so personally. Whatever it was, just a common example for all of us, because I know some of us have certain extreme examples, and believe me, I've heard everything. But, relationships, right? There's no relationship that was, from your soul's perspective, useless or valueless, or that gives you a real reason to still hate somebody or be bitter towards it. Like, everything had a purpose in bringing you to your readiness to step into your mission and into your service, which is also your greatest joy. So with that, I'm going to end. Check the description if you want to book a divine harmonization session with me, or a regular session with me, or you want to check out the God in Action program. There aren't that many spots in God in Action. They're gonna open up every 3 months again. So if it's really your time, claim it right now before the spots close. I'm gonna be trying to come on YouTube a bit more often. We're like, things are happening. So I'm being called. So I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next videos. I'd love to hear your comments. Again, I read through the comments. And I love to see how you guys love on each other and on the new earth. And this is the narrative. Like, this is happening. Okay, guys, let's go.